has been made in Canadian basketball. One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand talkback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim. Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
Welcome back, live, Ottawa, Ontario, Day 2, battle in the capital, Halifax Prep taking on GTA Prep. Kausi Iziagu wins the tip. GTA Prep with the rock. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabet. Thank you for joining us for Day 2. Two great games yesterday. Some of the best talent in Canada on display. Elias, GTA Prep with all kinds of size advantage in this game over top of Hali Prep.
Absolutely, and we've seen and got to know this team in the preseason and also in previous years. We've seen these guys as individuals scattered among many teams, but the core of AJ Lawson and DeAndre Pierre are returners. Casey Iziagu also has had ample playing time alongside AJ Lawson. And it's going to be an interesting year for these guys, as they play a lot of guards, a lot of run and gun offense. They never try to slow it down. They try to catch the defense while they sleep. So this is going to be a team that tries to gun it. Defense has always got to be ready.
At the line right now, one of the high-level talent we've been talking about, Brendan Muntu out of Calgary, playing at Halifax Prep. Muntu with a great game yesterday in a blowout loss, unfortunately, to the Notre Dame Hounds. Muntu had 18 points, 18 assists, and 7 boards, knocking on the door of a triple-double. AJ Lawson with the rock. Onto the wing, pull-up three, no good. Iziagu is going to have that all day long. All kinds of size advantage down low. Halifax Prep is just going to need to grit and grind it out.
And it looks like he's been really taking care of his body. You can see from his physique, from his shoulders, a lot more definition this year. Casey stands at 6'10", has an offer on the table from Western Michigan.
Iziagu misses the first.
And Jay, I don't know if you remember this, but in that game against TBA that we streamed just over a week ago, we saw Iziagu go out to the three-point line a couple of times and hit.
Ryan Toney getting swallowed up in the corner, needs some help. Reddick out the other way, easy to AJ Lawson, GTA Prep, all about the transition game. Cairo Berry. Muntu working on Lawson. This is going to be a matchup to watch today. Jaron Johnson to the baseline, cut off. Those cross-court passes are going to be swallowed up all day long. Ooh, Lawson tried to come through with the stick back. He's going to get teed up for hanging on the rim. Officials not letting anything go here. Yesterday we've seen a couple technicals dropped out as well. One on the coach, one on a player as well. GTA Prep drove up today from the Toronto area without their head coach David Cooper. Shout out Coop at home with his pregnant wife waiting for the birth of their child.
More blessings for Coop.
Ty Chow taking over things for GTA Prep. Appreciate everything he does for this program in the National Preparatory Association. Again, the battle in the capital. 12 teams from across Canada here for 5 days. This is Day 2. You got 5 games here today. Ooh, dropping it off between the legs. 3 is no good. GTA Prep not showing any ill effects to the drive up here today. Halifax Prep played yesterday. Dropped a lopsided loss to the Notre Dame Hounds yesterday, but those Hounds were firing on all cylinders. AJ Lawson, step back, no good, still working out the kinks in that jumper. That's what I find with AJ. We know he's a crunch time player, but it seems to take him a couple of shots to get into the flow of things.
We've seen him, we've seen him go out for 30-point games. We've seen him start slow and finish strong. He's that type of guy. When he gets into rhythm, he gets hot, he scores in bunches.
One thing I like about him, I've seen this year, just in the few times I've seen him, is that second jump that made Andrew Wiggins so special at this age.
Yep.
We see the same thing with AJ in transition. That's an easy 2 from Dondre Reddick off the assist from AJ Lawson. Ooh, Lawson trying to D up Cairo Berry, who's gives up all kinds of size. Lawson up ahead.
Love that lead pass. He got it. He hit him right on target over there.
Muntu with the block. Going behind the back in the open floor. Brandon Muntu. Kick out corner. Ryan Toney, who was the leading scorer yesterday. You hear head coach Marcus Eaton saying, follow your shot. No need to follow that shot. Cash money, Dondre Reddick.
Dondre's a 2019 6'4" shooting guard. Another year to go, so he's got all of this season and all the next season. And most of this starting lineup here is going to be scholarship level players.
It's a turnover from Brandon Muntu. Says, my fault.
Now, Jay, from what you've seen so far, who seems to be the strongest team to you in the NPA?
I haven't seen enough. Talk to me tomorrow about that. After I see a couple more teams, I mean, I love the Notre Dame Hounds with what they can do, but I still haven't seen St. Laurent, who we will see tomorrow. And that's a team that I really think is going to be special. Speaking of special, that was a heck of a pass. Jaron Johnson to Ryan Toney. I'm telling you, Halifax Prep, they're going to have growing pains. It's going to take them a while to pick up a win, but we're seeing what type of work they've put in the gym. And above all, I mean, this team lost by 40+ points yesterday to Notre Dame Hounds, but they battled all the way to the end.
They did. And that's the type of grit that they got. Here they are running in transition. They're going to take advantage of their speed. This is what they got to do to be successful. They cannot allow for the defense to set up and then take away all their angles with the size and the length.
I expected them to come out strong because it was the late game that they lost last night, and the first game here today, while GTA Prep's just, getting out of the van in their drive up here. So there's a chance for Halifax Prep to take advantage early.
That jumper, that mid-range for Casey starting to look a lot better.
Oh, Muntu, that's a special move over top of the length. Viziagu, you got a timeout on the floor. Ty Chalice says we need to talk things over. The lead's down to 3. Stay with us. We'll be back with first quarter action.
Timeout. Wait.
Well, Central Tech, it's the historic look, that castle feel. It's a gauntlet. You walk past and you just, whoa, you look up, and the reputation that comes with it, it has that feel, it has that effect. Being in downtown Toronto, it is what it is. You're gonna get everything, right? So all the distractions are gonna happen, all the excitement's gonna be there, any little thing happens in school, it's newsworthy because you're a downtown school, right? So we have to get past all those distractions and focus in and dial in what we're supposed to do inside this gym. Do we play with a chip? We make it so.
We're a grit and grind team. We're underdogs. So we play even though we're up 20, we play like we're down 20.
Taking a look at Ryan Toney right now. Interviewed him before this game for a feature you'll see later on at NorthPoleHoops.com. Just want to shout out the Mi'kmaq tribe back out in Cape Breton. He wanted to make sure that we shouted out his mom. Don Stevens wants to thank his mom for making the hard decision to send her son away for his senior class of basketball, going to Halifax Prep to try to get to the next level, to try to improve himself as a player and a person. Halifax Prep giving an opportunity for kids all across the Maritimes to stay home and play high-level basketball. And it's always special whenever we can have a kid from a native reserve in Canada. Eskasoni, Nova Scotia, the Eskasoni Reserve, the largest in Canada, and all the kids watching at home, watching Ryan Toney and what he can do. He's trying to inspire you, trying to inspire the next generation. What he wants to do is come back to his reserve and build the game of basketball out there. Because we all know what sports can do generally for anybody, but especially for the struggles that the natives face in Canada. Sport, basketball, team sport is so important to keep these kids away from that negative path. And Ryan Toney is an inspiration to the next generation back home. And I just want to make sure that we understand, and I know he understands what he can do by succeeding at Halifax Prep, and Halifax Prep giving an opportunity for these kids.
And the Aboriginal population, you know, has decreased over the years, but nonetheless they hold the most merit as Canadians, as the first Canadians, the true first Canadians. So we pay homage to them on a daily basis.
And as we get into the holiday season, when it comes time to give to charity, make sure you look at the great charities that are out there helping the Aboriginal Canadians. There is some very upsetting things going on with the younger generations out there, not getting the nutrition they deserve, not getting the education that they need.
Basic necessities. It's crazy.
And it's really an opportunity, and I know Christmas time, a lot of people get to that point where it's like, listen, I'm going to give a couple of $100 away as part of this. It's a special time of the year. Please look at, as Elias said, the first Canadians that were here. They deserve our love, they deserve our respect, and again, shout out to everybody back home in Eskasoni. Cairo Berry into the rim, can't get it to go. GTA Prep with their first off the bench. I love that from Cairo Berry. Missed on the other end. First guy to get back, trying to pick pockets out of bounds. GTA Prep's going to get the rock back. We saw this a lot yesterday. Halifax Prep, they get their hands into the passing lanes whenever they can. 15-11 GTA Prep, just under 4 minutes left in the opening quarter here. Game 1, day 2, Battle of the Capital.
And yesterday was a similar story for Halifax Prep. They started off close in the game. They stuck around until pretty much the end of the second quarter, maybe just after that. And you know, hopefully they got more fight in them today. One person I've really appreciated his game is Jaron Johnson. I think the vision on this kid as a 2020 point guard and the amount of time that he's got to continue to develop in is going to make him a special prospect. Jaron Johnson's wearing number 5 in black for Halifax Prep.
GTA Prep bringing in some subs now, trying to find a little bit of energy, bit of an answer here. Don't think they expected it to be this tight of a game early on, but that's the thing about the MPA. What's so great about it is a lot of these teams is they don't know their competition. This is their first opportunity to see them, and you know, you see Halifax Prep, short bench, only 8 guys on this trip. Easy to underestimate them. Cairo Berry at the line. 5'9" point guard out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Gets them both. Halifax Prep putting up a fight in this first quarter. They didn't drive all that way to not battle. There's AJ. No good. No one there to rebound for Halifax Prep. Really like the muscle and strength we see from Tristan Lindo. We saw that in that first game against TBA as well.
And for Halifax, you know, I spoke to them after the game yesterday. They came over to the table and we were kind of just seeking some advice of, you know, how to play against some of these teams. And I told them one of the biggest things for them is to be able to seal and take away second chance opportunities. And that's going to come from finding a body as soon as the offense puts a shot up and making them go over your back. You're not going to out-rebound them. So don't try to out-jump guys. You got to make them go over your back, try to get their bigs in early foul trouble, and then hopefully have some success from there by taking advantage while those guys are on the bench.
Interview with head coach Marcus Eaton, he just admitted, he's like, when it comes to our population, we just don't have the size of these other teams, and we have to work harder and use our speed to try to overcome that. And they're trying to do that here today because GTA Prep has all kinds of length and strength. Brandon Muntu stepping into the passing lane. Moalen trying to get back, but that's Lawson with the quick hands. That's what I like from AJ as well. Not only does he have quick hands, he's good targeting with those as well. Doesn't pick up the little slap fouls. He seems to always get his hands on the ball. 2:39 to go in the opening quarter.
Here's Jaron Johnson.
Ooh, big time block. Joseph Halati. Lawson, kick out, corner three, no good. Halati trying to come in with the stick back. Timing was not right. Muntu pushing it back the other way into the corner.
And you mentioned this yesterday. I really like the fact that Halifax Prep doesn't over dribble. They share the ball, they move it. The issue now is moving off of the ball, being able to create offense by, if the ball is always in motion, the defense is not going to be able to keep up with see man, see ball. So you got to keep them guessing.
And you have to think that's just going to come with the more that they play together, right? Because, this is a team that's really only like, 2 months into existence. A lot of these guys getting used to playing with each other. And they've only had a handful of games together. Still very early in the season. This is our first session. Lawson, obviously NPH North Pole Hoops with their scouting coast to coast across Canada. You've already been able to kind of see these players develop. But what's so exciting about the National Preparatory Association is we get to see the teams develop. Week to week, month to month, session to session. And I mean, we're going to see growth just this 5 days on its own. Muntu pull up. No good.
A little bit off balance that time.
Good seal. Down low. Logan Rousson picking up the foul on Halati from the push. Really the only size on this team is Logan Rousseau at 6'4" and Ryan Toney at 6'4", but Toney's more of a wing shooter. Rousson really looked at to be the guy, I guess, the big on this team. And at 6'4", I mean, one of the teams in the NPA, Toronto Basketball Academy, they got 5 guys 6'7" and over. So that's just an example of the size differential.
Yep. And adjustments got to be made. You always got to find a way to make up for what you don't have.
That was a guy in our first stream of the season, Half and Moalen, who, maybe didn't have the stats, but man, he gets after it on D and seems to really hit those open shots when he finds himself open because there's so much focus on the other players. McGee. Telling you, man, Halifax Prep doing exactly what they want to do, trying to get these guys into foul trouble. We already saw Casey Zagu hit the bench with 2 early fouls. AJ Lawson's already got 2.
And coach is already, bringing them in and taking guys out. Pretty much the entire roster now has gotten at least a couple of minutes of play.
Crestwood Preparatory is in the house. Ro Russell and crew just rolling in. Crestwood will be our second game of the day. Casey Zagu checking back into the game. Moalen. Down low, they go right to the big man. The double came quick, kick it around. No good. Barry come down with the rebound. Ryan Toney in transition. Took it right at him. Here we go, we see it again. They're just picking up those fouls. It's a long-range game plan for this team, but head coach Marcus Eaton likes what he sees right now.
All of their offense is coming in transition. Grab a defensive board and push it all the way up. You never want to allow the defense to settle or get their feet set.
In game 2 of the day is Crestwood versus RNS, Rothsay Netherwood, who we saw yesterday, who put on quite a show themselves. That's a really special team in their second year in the National Preparatory Association. RNS versus Crestwood. That's going to be fun because, you know, the East Coast coming out of New Brunswick, they want to show what they have against the perennial powerhouse that is Toronto basketball. And here we go again. We have Toronto versus East Coast right now. The GTA Prep out of Mississauga, Ontario, and Halifax Prep. I told you yesterday when they were getting beaten down, I said it's going to be good for them to have a quick turnaround.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to jump on this GTA Prep squad. And I know they're still trailing right now by 2, but this is a perfect first quarter for this team.
Last night took an L, but today we bounced back.
I'm going to guess that is some type of hip-hop song?
Yes, it is a lyric.
Is that the artist Kanye West, possibly?
No, you know what? I forget. It was just a catchy one that
Gotcha.
was in my mind. I just like the lyrics.
Ryan Toney trying to hit Elias Sabet with the open jumper, but pass was a little bit off.
I got those half-court shots. Make a couple.
Just need the pass to be on time, on target.
That's it.
20 seconds to go. GTA Prep going to have the final shot. Opportunity to extend their 2-point lead, but Brandon Muntu isn't going to give him any time at all. Moalen gets around him. Into the lane, Hafen Moalen. One of those guys that you don't think about, but an opportunity to use his energy here to make a difference. Second ref jumping in, giving it back to GTA Prep. It's funny, Casey Zagu's asking Hafen, saying you should hold for one shot. Well, you just got 2 points and you just got the ball back. I don't think now's the time to question your point guard on that.
Yep.
Moalen almost had the buzzer beater. Good finish of the quarter for GTA Prep, considering everything that just happened there in the opening 10 minutes. 22-18 GTA Prep after 1. We'll be back with second quarter action. SJK out of Waterloo, Ontario will have some size on a roster that will take some time to come together. Milan Rauknic will be in a starring role for a team that will bring grit and toughness to every game that they play, while Alex Novicic has some great footwork and range to put on display with his 6'7" frame. Beast Prep stands for Basketball Evolution Academic Specialized Training. Combo guard Matt Green will be running the show for the crew out of Hamilton, Ontario, and will be pushing the tempo for a squad that promises no easy games. The basketball culture in Hamilton is one that is often in the shadows of the basketball-loving fans in the city, but that will start to change with the new addition to the NPA. GTA Prep struggled in their debut season in the National Preparatory Association, but former professional head coach David Cooper has made sure that will not happen again. Joshua Houghton has the type of bounce that has fans sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for something special. But don't let the hops fool you into thinking he's a one-dimensional player. His combination of high IQ and explosive skill set allows him to make everyone around him better. That will mean great things to the standouts from last season, including DeAndre Pierre, who has never had a problem finishing at the rim.
Woo! DeAndre Pierre all over the rim.
Having two high-level players will take some of the pressure off of AJ Lawson, even though he thrives when the game is on the line. Second quarter action, day 2, the battle in the Capitol. The National Preparatory Association's first session of the second season. Casey Zagu causing all kinds of problems with his length down low.
Man, I cannot wait to see what Johnson looks like once he's got some formidable offensive threats around him, because his vision and his passing, the timing is absolutely terrific.
Muntu, all the moves, just didn't have the finish. A little too strong off glass. But Halifax Prep, man, transition defense has been strong. McGee. Gets in, kicks out. Jaron Johnson behind the back. Hands it off. Muntu trying to call it a play. Only 8 on the shot clock. Getting into the shorts defensively. Iziagu comes out to cut him off. Shot by Tony. Shot clock violation. I think Muntu knows he held it just a little too long there. A little too much dribbling with the shot clock winding down. Just a minute into this second quarter. 22-18. The GTA Prep. First game of their session. Iziagu no good. Good box out. A lot of size being given up by Halifax Prep. They need to get their positioning down like Elias had mentioned earlier. Back the other way, GTA Prep trying to get their offense rolling, get the ball to AJ Lawson. It's amazing how quickly that can turn around. We're just 1:50 into the second quarter. Head coach Marcus Eaton needs a timeout. The lead's up to 9. Stay with us. We'll be back to Ottawa, Ontario.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Throws up an alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know, what's your story?
Welcome back. The National Preparatory Association's second season. Our first session hosted by Canada Top Flight Academy. The NPA on NorthPoleHoops.com. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. The NPH crew rolling deep up here in Ottawa. AJ Lawson calling out a play. Iziagu coming up with the screen. Lawson goes the other way into the corner. Cash it from downtown, Joshua Houghton. Known as a slasher, expanding his game, adding that long-range jumper. McGee getting cut off. You really see GTA Prep's length creating all kinds of problems. Brandon Muntu has had all the moves this afternoon, just has not been able to put it together as of yet. And I'll tell you right now, GTA Prep starting to pull away. Scotty Austin. Scotty does from downtown. Foul called. Lawson going to go to the line to shoot 2.
And he's upset at himself. He normally finishes those. I think he's been shying away a little from the contact. That's part of the reason that those are not dropping for him as easily as they normally do.
It's been all GTA Prep here. Pitching a shutout here. Almost 3 minutes into the second quarter. Held Halifax Prep scoreless in this second quarter. 32-18 GTA Prep.
And GTA's held these guys to a long stop. Halifax Prep has not scored in a while, been held at 18. Lead building up for GTA Prep here in the second quarter. 33-18.
Jaron Johnson getting onto the floor, but called for the travel.
Let's get back.
Muntu trying to get after it in the corner. Just over 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Little miscommunication there. Lawson gets it into the corner, gets it back. You knew he was pulling up for that. That is straight cash money for A.J. Lawson.
And the kid's got some incredible feel, man. He's not just a scoring guard. He could actually play a little bit of point. Nice move by Jaron Johnson. Sweet spin.
With the lefty teardrop off glass. Big collision down low. Iziagu is there to finish up. Muntu saw an opportunity there. After a great game yesterday in a losing cause, Muntu just has not had the touch so far in this one. And here we go. Wide open the other way. Jaron Johnson, a couple more of those easy baskets going to keep Halifax Prep in this game as this lead is growing by GTA Prep. A.J. Lawson, with all the confidence in the world, knows what he's going to do, finds it into the corner. Down low. Oh, Iziagu sealed his man off down low. Foul called. What a tall order for Ryan Toney to try to have to hold on. Iziagu was surprised that he was being pulled off the floor. He had quite a mismatch there against Ryan Toney. Once again, off the turnover, Halifax Prep in the open floor. You just knew that that wasn't going to end up positively for Halifax Prep. Logan Rousson just really did not seem like he knew what he wanted to do with that.
And you're messing with the guy that was flirting with Defensive Player of the Year last year, DeAndre Pierre, here with the ball in his hands, a two-way player, can really score from all over the floor, can defend, lock up on ones and twos. Pierre, to me, is one of those most improved pieces in this league. Had a really strong offseason.
AJ shuffled the feet. He agreed with the call from the ref. 5:12 to go here in the second quarter. Muntu gets it back, but we're already deep in the shot clock. Active hands by GTA Prep. Rousson gets it back up. Murnahan to Johnson. A.J. Lawson in transition, throwing it down in the nation's capital. Stand starting to fill up here. If you're in the area, we're at 710 Broadview Avenue, Notre Dame High School. $10 for the day. Got 5 games today. After this, got Crestwood and Rossay Netherwood at 2:15. The Notre Dame Hounds out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan, taking on SJK out of Kitchener. 5:45. Central Tech and LBA out of London, Ontario. That's going to be a delicious matchup, almost as shiny as that dime from Jaron Johnson down low to Rousson. And at 7:30, the home team, Canada Top Flight Academy, the defending national champions, taking on BC Christian Prep out of Port Coquitlam, BC. We are covered coast to coast here in the National Preparatory Association.
Pretty long day today, and we got an even longer one tomorrow. 24 games total over the course of the weekend, every game being live streamed. Gym's getting packed up early here today. Coaches have been filling in. GTA Prep
trying to pull away as the first half winds down. 3:30 to go in the second quarter. Brandon Muntu, nowhere to go.
And I like what Muntu's able to do creating for himself off the dribble. But as he passes it off to the wing to Johnson, he's cut a few times where he's not looking at, like, you got to cut with purpose. You got to cut expecting that you may receive that pass on the way to the basket. Nothing a little film study, won't fix up. But
I was just about to say that it seems like it's just game situation stuff that this team really needs to be able to work on. They need to be able to play the games in order to do it, right?
Yep.
Still early in their season again. Excited to see what they do as the season goes on. Stepping in for the charge, Rousson.
Refs want to talk over the call.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is.
Yep, calling it an and one. I jumped out a little too early there. As I said, his feet were inside the semicircle. It's Tristan Lindo going to line looking for the three-point play. Cairo Berry checking in for Halifax Prep. Rousson to the bench. Last year we saw Rosse Netherwood going winless on the season. And talking to Marcus Eaton before this game, he said that he was looking at the blueprint that was laid out by head coach Damien Gay there with RNS, trying to build a program. It's not about wins and losses in the early going, it's about building these players and building a program with a young squad. They only have one senior on this team. Barry comes up with it down low. Ryan Toney. One thing I've seen from Toney, just a little too much head and shoulder fake. And that's what his head coach was screaming at him. Just go up with it.
On this Halifax Prep team, we've seen a lot of guys, when they catch under the rim, they're a little hesitant to go up because they feel like there's a big body that's coming from behind them to swat it away. Now, in a way, you gotta kind of anticipate before catching the ball, and you gotta know where everybody is on the floor, so that if you use your pump fake effectively, number one, you're gonna get a guy up in the air, you're gonna get him to commit a foul, but you still got your priority is score first. Think score first.
GTA Prep working on a 19-point lead. Haladi corner three, no good. Prep looking to get out on the run. Halley Prep. Transition. Johnson gets to the baseline. Foul called. After starting in the first 5 or 6 minutes, getting to the rim, getting those foul calls, it seems like Halifax Prep hasn't been able to continue that trend, but getting a whistle there. Checking in for the first time today, Vegas Evans for GTA Prep.
Young buck.
Class of 2028?
2022.
I know. Young looking kid out there.
But he's got the skills.
Well, and it's good on Ty Chow to be able to get him into the game right now. He sees, it's a 19-point lead, couple minutes left in this first half. Probably not going to go out there and kill your squad, so get the kid some minutes. We want to see these players' skills improve, but you want to see the programs be able to build for the future, and that's what we're seeing right now.
No doubt.
Najai and Simmons, no good. Back the other way, Cairo Berry. And I think that's the matchup they saw. They saw Cairo Berry's just at 5'9", so that's someone that Vegas Evans at 5'9" as well can match up with. It's an opportunity, right?
And you see the intensity here is picked up from Halifax Prep. They're really going to take advantage of having GTA starting lineup on the bench right now, getting some rest.
We talked about it yesterday when they were stuck 40-plus points heading into that fourth quarter against Notre Dame. It's about winning the quarter, right? And it's another opportunity here.
Tristan!
1:31 to go here in the first half. The NPA battle in the capital coming live to you from Ottawa, Ontario on NorthPoleHoops.com. Missing both free throws, but get it right back. How much luck can you have in 5 seconds right there? Miss both free throws, get the ball back. Pass goes through her legs. You still get it. Getting back in transition. GTA Prep shuts it down. Pull-up jumper from the baseline from Simmons. Playing his hometown squad. Simmons out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Playing for GTA Prep. The fans getting scared on the sidelines. Cairo Berry coming at him.
Little guy with a lot of heart. Lion heart. He's a warrior, man. He's, you know, I hope he grows a few inches. It'll definitely help his cause, but he's got the skill set, the strength, the athleticism. There's Simmons again. He's 2 of 3 from the field.
From the land beyond. Pushing that lead up to 20. Ty Murnahan.
Just got into the gym. Is Concordia University. Drove down from Quebec. The Stinger's been doing an excellent job in building in the RSEQ, really developing their program under Coach Popovich.
Muntu trying to get in there. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Lindo's pass gets deflected, he gets it back. Getting after it on the glass, Tristan Lindo. Vegas! Cha-ching, banking it in. Halifax Prep stuck 22 with 12 seconds to go. Marcus Heaton saying, don't hold for the last shot, we just need points. And Jared Johnson does just that. First half coming to an end, 55-35 GTA Prep. Stay with us, we'll be back second half action, day 2, the battle in the capital.
I wanna fly, can you take me far away? Give me a star to reach for, tell me what it takes, and I'll go so high, my feet won't touch the ground. Just hitch my wings and pull the strings. I bought these strings that all fall down.
The nice thing about him is he's a basketball player. There is no position defined for him. He's learning the skills. He's learning the skills of playing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and guard at all the positions.
The last thing what makes RJ Jr. so special is that he wants to be special. He's willing to do the work to become special. He's open to learning. He has his flaws like everyone else does, but he recognizes his flaws. He knows he can keep working on them. And he's never satisfied even with his own strengths as a basketball player. So that's what makes him special.
Number 7, Rowan Eric Jr.
That's my boy. He never stopped seeking to amaze me. And when we were in the game, like, I could tell what he was gonna do. I was like, you know, he's my boy. I'm gonna just let him, you know, show out. So, but the chemistry's really good. We're roommates right now and everything. So.
I call him a professional scorer. That's definitely going to translate to the NBA game. He is relentless on getting around you and getting to the basket and getting to the foul lines. And that's what I respect about him. I'm a huge fan of his.
Yes, okay. Showtime.
RJ making the splash takes his rightful throne at number 1, and I think regardless of class, he would have been there anyways. Maybe even number 1 in North America. let alone the Canadian rankings. Was the leading scorer in the most competitive league in the world at the amateur level. At 6'7", a guy that's playing 2 and 1, that's a deadly combination.
I mean, I think the first thing with RJ is he has goals, right? He has goals that he's set out, that he's driving for. So that's always great, right? Because all you ever really have to do is continue to focus him towards the goals he set. If you're trying to achieve the things that he is, I think that he's a hard worker, he's been a consistent worker, and oh, here he comes. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being number one in the world, you know, there's no conversation about it, there's no discussion about it. But what's next for you? What are your goals?
Pretty simple, go to college and go to the NBA and be a star.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Bembry handling it. Cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of in order to succeed at the highest levels. That same summer, Kevin was chosen as the youngest member of the national team. Kevin might be an outlier. Kevin was playing for A-Game Hoops, which is a team that Kyle Julius ran, and Kevin was on the team as a high school player. And I was coaching at the University of Guelph, and Kevin was lighting us up. And I'm loving this because I've loved Kevin since he was a kid, but I'm also hating it because we're getting drilled by this team. And Chris leans over to me and says, "That guy can't miss." And I went, "Title." Because it says about what Kevin's life's about is whatever happens to him, he just rolls with it. And we all need to learn from that. A failure is just a part of success. And that's the way he really, really views it. So if you have that attitude, honestly, you can't miss.
Bembry handling it. Cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of in order to succeed at the highest levels. That same summer, Kevin was chosen as the youngest member of the national team. Kevin might be an outlier. Kevin was playing for A-Game Hoops, which is a team that Kyle Julius ran, and Kevin was on the team as a high school player. And I was coaching at the University of Guelph, and Kevin was lighting us up. And I'm loving this because I've loved Kevin since he was a kid, but I'm also hating it because we're getting drilled by this team. And Chris leans over to me and says, "That guy can't miss." And I went, "Title." Because it says about what Kevin's life's about is whatever happens to him, he just rolls with it. And we all need to learn from that. A failure is just a part of success. And that's the way he really, really views it. So if you have that attitude, honestly, you can't miss.
Bembry handling it. Cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of.
Has to back out. Now he's got a little space to operate. Nice pass. Wow. Oh, what a nice pass.
Kevin read a book called Long Shot, a story about Steve Nash. I can connect it with Steve's story a lot, not comparing them, but just the whole idea that when Nash won the MVP, the next day, his first MVP, the next day he says, "Now I really have to prove myself." And that's what the good ones do. is they're constantly striving for better and better and better. And you know, kids that are grade 9, grade 10, they're very good, but they're just starting. And they need to understand that you're good, but you're just starting, and just never be satisfied. Keep working. And I think that that's what Kevin really, really taught me in writing the book, is about how it's never be satisfied. Just keep going.
Embry back out to Pangos. Got it again. Pangos is knocking out all these open threes.
Kevin and I have a relationship that was formulated when I was one of the coaches at Camp Olympia that he could talk to and he could relate to, and we'd do workouts together, whatever it might be. And then it evolved into the admiration of he knew that I knew where he wanted to go. But I was one of those coaches that we're at another level that Kevin was after, and he could get information from me. He's 17 years old when I first proposed this to him and his parents. A 17-year-old kid, I want to write a book about you because I want to follow you for the next 4 years. It turned out to be Gonzaga. And then from there, he and I Skyped, you know, lots of times throughout his 4 years, and we became very, very close. And it's a very, very special relationship now that I'm thrilled about.
Embry back out to Pangos.
And now Pangos from straight away. Hit another three. His sixth in the first half.
I think the biggest thing about Kevin, highly skilled, but his values are very, very solid. Home-schooled value sort of thing. His grandparents taught him a lot. His uncle taught him a lot. Bill and Patty, his parents, obviously played a huge role, and he's very, very value-based. Everybody that you talk to that played with Kevin or coached Kevin will tell you exactly the same thing. Just a great kid, very, very grounded, never got full of himself, always works hard and wants more and more and more.
And now Pangos from...
Rothsay Netherwood, better known as RNS, will enter its second season in the National Preparatory Association. Head coach Damien Gay will need leadership from his 4 seniors in order to continue to build on the program's solid foundation, which now has some added pieces to it. NCAA prospect Shaheem Malcolm made the move from Toronto to New Brunswick, and the lengthy guard is sure to make a splash in his new home. While Canadian national champion Kellen Tynes continues to earn high praise as the highest level prospect out of Canada's East Coast since fellow guard and Dartmouth native Lindell Wigginton. Halifax Prep out of Nova Scotia is following in the footsteps of their maritime brethren RNS as they enter their first season in the NPA. They will be led by standout point guard Cairo Berry, who is expected to log heavy minutes as the engine of this team on both ends of the floor. Like any expansion team, growing pains are to be expected.
Third quarter action, game 1, day 2. You know, Halifax Prep stuck 20 right now. You wouldn't know it looking at the body language, seeing them come out of the locker room. Every one of them high-spirited, knowing it's an opportunity here to try to build this program, but Half and Moallen is just building this lead. Nice start for GTA Prep, extending the lead to 23. First possession of the third quarter. Muntu has just not had the touch today, Brandon Muntu. GTA Prep just getting to the rim. AJ Lawson there to clean up the mess. Really impressed with Jaron Johnson's court vision today.
He's terrific. He sees the entire floor. He's very, very unselfish, and he's hitting these guys in stride. He's giving them opportunities with the pass, so that all they got to do is take a step and they're in.
Joseph Halati from downtown, man. GTA Prep coming out in this third quarter, looking to step on the neck of Halifax Prep. Nice. Maybe one pass too many right there.
No, I like that drop, but again, you got to be ready.
Well, he passed it at the ankles, though, too, to be fair.
Okay, fair, fine.
But, you know,
I thought it dropped into his lap, like it fumbled into his ankles.
I've seen flashes here from Halifax Prep. You can tell that they're well coached. They have some good sets, and you can tell that the individual skill sets are fairly strong. It's just a matter of catching the passes and feeling comfortable with each other. Jaron Johnson.
Man, if he could fix up that shot a little bit,
Yep.
I don't really like the mechanics, but it goes sometimes. But if he could fix that up and then become a two-way threat, makes him a real problem. There he is coming help side. Johnson just all over the floor today. Love what I'm seeing from him. Did he just get teched?
That's a little much.
Okay, we're good. We're on good terms, Mr. Referee. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he did not just tech him up for that.
Coach.
So they called that a foul, not a block, and teed him up. Our mics are still working. We're just not saying anything, folks.
A little speechless.
It's 64-40, GTA Prep, their first game of the session. Love AJ Lawson's game. I'll tell you this though, man, he's got to start working better at the free throw line.
I think mechanically he's got some work to do.
Yeah, and see, and you know, you're looking at it from a scale point of view, and I don't have that knowledge, that depth of knowledge when it comes to that sort of thing. So I look to you for that. It's just I just see him too often, just missing free throws that really aren't even close.
Yep, freebies.
And I mean, you know, we talked about AJ a lot. I mean, he could put up 30 without even trying. Just imagine if he hit his free throws on a regular basis. You're going to count the basket there. Goaltend. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter.
There's Halati again. For those who aren't familiar with Halati's game, he's quite a versatile piece. He could put it on the deck. He could create for himself. He could shoot from the three-point line. And we've seen that in this game. AJ swinging it to him on the wing. That's his second three ball of the game.
And a perfect piece for this team, right? When you look at the skill sets and obviously the focus the defense is going to have on guys like AJ Lawson, Houghton.
He's going to open up opportunities for everybody.
Coach.
AJ no good from the corner in transition. Cairo Berry gets it to go.
And Houghton got way up for that one.
Absolutely. Good hustle. Moalen to Houghton. Pull up. Ooh, that was pure from the minute it left his hand.
Stay in, John, stay in. Stay in.
Ooh, AJ Lawson almost had it right there. Berry to the rim, no good. Ziagu telling everybody to slow it up. Wow, in transition, crossing over, kick back out.
Another three ball for Mr. Houghton.
Joshua Houghton brought the Jimmy with him from Toronto. Didn't lose it on the 4+ hour drive up here to Ottawa. Ooh, spin move, Moalen. Kick it back out.
Good look. Oh, he looked away. That's getting a little cocky there.
Then he gets a foul.
Halati felt confident after cashing the first two. Tried to do the Steph Curry look away on the third. Got caught. Then goes back, picks up a foul. I think his coach is happy that the lead's at 28. Julius McGee.
And Mawal in that point, I like him as the primary option. He's got good vision and can really, you know, got a tight handle on it. He's the type of guy, when he's got the ball in his hands, you don't fear that he's gonna, you know, get his pocket picked. He's gonna set guys up.
Some coaches always say about point guards, right? Just don't hurt them. Ryan Toney's got all kinds of arc on that shot. And when you have Molan out there, you know that allows AJ Lawson to play off the ball to do things like this. AJ Lawson with the steal. Ryan Toney is there to draw the charge. Does a lot of good things, does this senior. And you know what I like about that? Ryan Toney immediately ran over to his bench to his coach and had the 4-up. He knew that he drew the 4th foul on AJ Lawson right there. Got a big high five. Again, I mean, it's a 26-point deficit, but it's the little things, right?
Yep, and it started with that weak technical call that got AJ up to 4. I mean, he had, what, 18 at halftime? 18, 4 and 4?
18, 4 and 4.
There you go, so I mean.
And he started slow.
That's right. Definitely a travel.
And here we go. Here we go.
Look at the face there. Look at the face that Simmons gives. A lot of them are confused when they get that call on them. The ball has to come down before the first step is taken.
It's that NBA mentality, man. Everyone's just watching the NBA. They see LeBron James and everybody shuffling their feet, not getting any calls.
Carmelo's allowed to take 7 steps. I'm going to do it.
You're not allowed to do that until you get to that level. And let's be honest, it's only 350 jobs in the entire world to get to the NBA. So mechanics need to be strong at this level. These officials are going to call it every time.
No shot. Let's go. No shot.
Julius McGee getting his way into the paint. You kind of feel the momentum swinging right now. AJ Lawson's on the bench. Halifax Prep is getting after it on defense. But they can't leave the three-point shooters open. Transition numbers the other way. Halifax Prep. Again, just not crisp on the catches. Simmons going the other way. Kick out, corner 3. And that's not going to help. Sorry, that's Simmons from range off the assist from Cameron Harris.
And you see AJ Lawson get off the bench to give him a high five. That's coming from your leader. That's showing character on this 2019 #1 player in Canada.
You know, your team's up 24. It's an opportunity to let your bench play in a meaningful game. Cairo Berry in transition. And Halifax Prep just lost in transition there. Lost the corner man who went baseline cut. Easy 2.
And for the most part, they've been just trading buckets. Halifax Prep's got to look to slow these guys down. They got to put a stop to this right now.
DeAndre Pierre. A wing 3, no good. Ryan Toney pulls down the rebound.
Tell you what, Jay, the three-point shooting has been tremendously better than what we saw yesterday. We've seen multiple pieces here go 3 for 3. See Houghton go 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Simmons stepping in and making a couple triples. Halati 2 for 3 from 3. This is a dangerous team. This GT, imagine once they're all grooving, once they're all gelling and on the same page. A couple more games in to this season, and they got an American schedule as well. This is going to be a dangerous team.
Absolutely. You're going to hear a lot from GTA Prep on both sides of the border this season. Nice move, but they've caught on to this driving kick to the corner 3, and Ryan Toney comes up with a steal and back the other way. McGee no good. Muntu just mistimed that leap. End-to-end action here. GTA Prep extending that lead back up to 26. That momentum that Halifax Prep was gaining has quickly dissipated, and that's always going to help silence the squad. Mitchell Halati stepping in to draw the charge. 2:35 to go here in the third quarter. Decent move to the baseline, but no finish. Completely missing everything was Cameron Harris, young buck, class of 2022. This has not been a game to remember for Brandon Muntu. Has not been able to get it going offensively and just racking up fouls. He's back on the bench. I think they missed a foul call on the shove. DeAndre Reddick got away with one, so DeAndre Pierre ends up picking a ticky-tack foul just off the ball there. Leads at 26.
High-level hoops in the nation's capital. This is game one of a full schedule today. We'll be wrapping up around 9:30 tonight.
Baseline has not been friendly to Cameron Harris. Tony gets it stripped by DeAndre Pierre, who then busts some ankles. Tries to float one in off glass, no good. Gets it back. I don't think AJ Lawson's going to need to touch this floor again today. He's going to be able to kick back and relax. The lead's up to 28. RNS, always freshly dressed, private school out of Rothsay, New Brunswick. Heading into the locker room. 1:18 to go here in the third quarter. Big time lead for GTA Prep. Stay tuned, we'll be back to the nation's capital.
No better experience than being thrown into the NPA fire. The St. Laurent Express has a storied basketball history that they're looking to bring to the NPA. The next wave of Quebec talent includes Ben Datro, who can score in bunches from every spot on the floor and is always a threat to simply take over a game. While the man in the middle for St. Lo goes by the name of Trayvon Minot. Armed with the hard work mentality needed to clean up the mess in the paint, Minot also has the skill and soft touch to get buckets on his own. The Express boasts a roster full of high character type players that are needed to vie for a national title, and they all have that same chip on their shoulder that Quebec ballers do. Everyone needs to respect the Q. The team to beat out of the Northeast Division is the same squad the entire NPA is gunning for. Canada Top Flight Academy is the reigning, defending, and first ever high school aged national basketball champions in Canadian basketball history. Much of the same team returns to the floor this season, including a more physically mature.
We're back live. 84-56 GTA Prep. Halifax Prep building a program. Season one, really, month number 2 of this program being together. So you're watching them grow and learn on the fly. Shot clock violation. GTA Prep, an opportunity here to let some of their young players get some burn. But Halifax Prep is going to stay after it defensively. DeAndre Reddick just exploding to the rim. I think A.J. Lawson wanted to see something finish a little stronger. Screaming over there on the bench.
Johnson gets stripped by Pierre, and Pierre's going to go all the way here. Houghton on the cleanup. Or sorry, excuse me. These guys changed their jerseys or something? Oh, sorry, that was Reddick on the cleanup.
Welcome to my world, my friend. 20 seconds to go. 88-56. The GTA Prep cruising here. Holding for the final shot. DeAndre Pierre. Cross court. Halati from downtown, corner three is wet. Pushing the lead to 35. Stay with us. Fourth quarter action, day one, game two. Coming at you live from the nation's capital.
Thanks, bro.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts.
Division 6 has a new member in the courtyard, with Roe Russell bringing Crestwood Prep onto the scene with the type of big-time talent you would expect with top players from every upcoming class. That includes Jacoby Neath, a shifty and athletic.
10 minutes to go in this GTA Prep, Halifax Prep kickoff to day two. Ty Chow putting A.J. Lawson back into this game with 4 fouls. Lawson with the steal. Blowing past everybody. A.J. Lawson is now out of this game.
That's going to be his second technical.
And the mic'd up game for A.J. Lawson has now come to an end. Spiking it home to cap it off. Fade to black, and we're out.
University of Ottawa back in the mix. The GGs were here in their hometown, and they made a stop. Eastern Florida in the house, as well as the York Lions. James Madison also on their way in. Coach just messaged me. Columbia, Princeton, Western Michigan, as well as several others will be in attendance over the course of the weekend. There's Johnson.
Going to be excited to see his progression as the games and years go on. You see the beginning of something that could be special if he continues to put in the work. Not the prettiest shot in the world, but we've seen it being true twice. Johnson up top, Murnahan into the lane. Isiagu just swallowing up the rebound. Corner three. The kid they call Vegas, no good, Isiagu. get it to go from deep. Tristan Lindo. There's so many players on this GTA prep squad. I think by the end of the year, one of the X factors is going to be that kid right there.
You referring to Lindo?
Correct.
Yep. Yep, he's smooth in transition, man. He can really fill up the lanes and break out.
When I look at him, he plays with poise.
Yeah, he's never rushed. You're right. Casey Izagu trying to break down his man.
It's amazing when the lead gets up to 33 points. Guys try something just a little bit different than maybe that they've tried in practice, but not in the game as of yet.
It was out of bounds.
But yeah, just talking about Lindo, just strong on the ball. I think we talked about in the first stream that we did with him. He just, that upright, but not in a negative way, that upright kind of dribble, just strong upper body. I can see what, his head coach David Cooper would like in his style. Again, hey, I know it's a blowout game right now, but Jaron Johnson is having himself an afternoon. Inside and out, so we've seen some really tough finishes down low, a couple from downtown, getting after it on defense. Head coach Marcus Eaton screaming for energy. He wants to win this quarter. Iziagu. Nope. Elias happy to see another air ball after so many yesterday. He missed them so far.
Don't even get me started.
Trey, no good. Lindo back the other way, calming things down. No need to rush. Running off the screen. Runs into Muntu. Into the corner. Iziagu found himself too deep underneath the rim to come up with that rebound. Tony, English off glass, basket in the bump. The only senior on this squad, a very young core building towards the future. Tony, the one senior, saying it's an opportunity for him to try to impart some wisdom and at the same time expand his game, playing against some really high-quality young guys in practice.
And once again, it was Jaron Johnson on the dime.
Just under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Iziagu. Easy down low for the big man. Lindo getting back. Tony comes up with the loose ball. No good. Iziagu just swallowing up boards. Another big offensive rebound from the big man. That corner has been open all day long. Iziagu has been grabbing the rebounds, just hasn't been able to convert everything down low. A little hitch in the shot there from Joshua Houghton. Johnson. Drawing the foul on Joshua Houghton. Kizandre Smith. Ooh. Oh.
The big boy dance.
Iziagu taking it right back at Smith. A little fun one-on-one action there. Looks like Iziagu's. Looks like he could stack Smith on himself twice, and Iziagu would still equal up his height. A two-handed slam from Case.
And GTA has just hit the century mark.
Ooh. foul on the body.
I think Jaron Johnson's had enough. He's really trying to contest these guys. He's not letting them. He sees them having way too much fun on the bench, and he's just not having it.
Really like what I've seen from Jaron Johnson today. Sure, that was a foul on the body, but that was a one-handed grab block. You could put that on the highlight reel, despite the foul call. Dotto rack it up. Hot and at the line. Tony brings down the rebound. Murnahan into the lane, can't finish. Jump ball down low. Half and Moalen checking back into the game. Andre Smith. The little man contorting the body down low. It's garbage time. Time to see some of the end of the bench guys get some burn. That's just a long two. Cameron Harris. 4:17 to go here in the game.
Cameron Harris got a long way to go. Class of 2022 graduating, but he's ahead of the class in many ways. Physically blessed, can play multiple positions. He's going to be a special one, someone to keep an eye on.
Kid I'm going to keep an eye on for the rest of this game is Andre Smith. Two nice baskets down low, draws a foul on Half and Moalen. Andre's down as a class of 2020. 5'5". Up a lot of height, 3:57 to go here in the game. Stay with us. A full day of basketball coming at you from Ottawa, Ontario. It was a treat to watch and is firmly entrenched in the top 5 of the class of 2019. With a roster full of young blood with tons of potential, Crestwood Prep will be a team to watch in their expansion season in the NPA. One of last year's heavyweights of the Southeast Division was the Toronto Basketball Academy, who will look to continue their winning ways with their trademark run-and-gun style. Known for their length and athleticism, TBA graduated some of their stars from last season, but they have talent waiting in the wings. As fan favorite Cordell Vera exits the stage, in steps Marcus Masters, a high IQ point guard that can also shoot out the lights. While the loss of Jace Colley will be filled by the reliable Patrick Emelin and Amir Golizadeh, two key players from last year's squad who have been waiting for their time to shine. TBA. Back to live game action. 102-73. GTA Prep running away with this one. But Halifax Prep here to make strides as a program. Each of these players, 8 guys getting all kinds of burn, playing high-level competition. That's what the NPA is all about. Sharpening iron with iron. Invaluable game experience against high-level competition here for Halifax Prep. Ooh, Half and Moalen in transition behind the back. Nice setup, no finish. Haladi with the tip. Nope. Out of bounds. Halifax Prep going to get it back.
You know, Coach Eaton has has really been able to feed off of his players and vice versa. He's never quit at any point in the game, and I think that, you know, once your coach is still on his feet, still high energy, the players are all feeding off of that as well. Jaron Johnson tries going behind the back, gets it stolen from DeAndre Pierre, who finishes on the other end. We're winding down here in the fourth quarter with just 2.5 minutes to go. RNS and Crestwood suiting up, live stream their career here in the NP.
Looks good. That's fine, that's fine. Which number? Guys, good. Hey, tie.
0 step, no good, gets called on the travel. The young Cam Harris. .108 to 80, just under 2. Cairo Berry playing with it on top, picked by Moalen. Moalen the other way with the finish. He's had himself a strong game, both points and assists. And that counts. Buzzer for the shot clock was not reset.
A 1:13 left here. See Ross Netherwood sitting there in the stands, ready to take part in game 2 today. GTA Prep winding down. An easy win.
I really liked what I saw from RNS last night. And you know, they come with a punch. They come ready to compete. They never let up, just like this Halifax team in many ways from a psychological standpoint. Barry connecting on the first one. Halifax Prep trying to make it somewhat respectable here.
Corner 3 cash, DeAndre Pierre. Under a minute to go now.
Lui?
50 seconds to go. Score table worried that we're going to run out of points to scratch off, but I think GTA Prep is going to call it off a little bit down the stretch here as they pull Casey Zagu off the floor. It's the small things, right? Lost by almost 40 points yesterday. Knocked 10 off that total today, did Halifax Prep. There's the kid, Vegas Evans, checking in with 2. Murnahan on the other end. Corner 3 off the wing, sorry. Giant Simmons. 20 seconds to go here. GTA Prep picking up a bench technical.
Refs asked him on multiple occasions to stay off the court.
Oh, 17 seconds to go here. 2:15 is tip off to our next game. We're on schedule as of right now. RNS versus Crestwood as the Maritime versus Toronto battle continues. Halifax Prep home for the final shot. They're just going to run it out. Respectful young men. 120-90 the final. Halifax Prep putting up a fight against a highly skilled squad. 10 minutes, we'll be back at you with game 2 of day 2 battle in the Capitol.